Our next speaker is, I called him the other day, about a week ago, and we hadn't spoken in a while because I think we were pretty effective at what we were doing. Dr. Mike Gloth was with us. He did, if you came to any of our healthcare events, he was the Johns Hopkins physician and gerontologist that was speaking with us and fighting like hell against Obamacare. And again, I think they won. Is it fair to say they won the battle, but they ain't going to win the war on this one. Dr. Michael Glub, give him a big hand. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank all of you for being out here tonight. As Dave said, I'm a geriatrician. I take care of the frailest segment of our population. And as it turns out, I am very, very worried about healthcare in this country and where it's going. Yeah. I had somebody come up to me recently and said, Mike, I saw you're in that Baltimore magazine for the best geriatrician. And then somebody next to him said, are there any others? Because physicians are leaving healthcare. Even the New York Times is talking about how many doctors are leaving Medicare. We can't recruit them. The American Association of Medical Colleges just came out and said, because of this health care bill that was passed, H.R. 3590, because it was passed, the shortage of physicians in the United States is going to quadruple. It doesn't matter what they say about providing this or that in the health care bill. If there are no providers, you're not going to get it. Yeah. When Medicare passed, it passed with bipartisan support. As it turns out, last December, on a cold morning right before Christmas, the Senate passed H.R. 3590 with not a single vote from across the aisle. There's a reason why it was so one-sided. This was no Christmas present. We have gone from our representatives doing things for us to our representatives doing things to us. Yeah. This health care bill has created already an environment that is untenable. In fact, the day that it was signed, within the same month, they had to pass another bill, H.R. 4872, because there were so many things in the first bill that apparently people hadn't read or hadn't understood. And they had to pass some things to handle the things that were completely unmanageable in that bill. You are going to find that there are big changes. You just heard Wes talk to you about him continuing to provide health care. Not everybody's doing this. There's a businessman I got an email from in Florida. Makes $13.5 million gross for his company. He sure doesn't take that home. He was providing health care for his 67 employees. It cost him each year $350,000 to do that. Under the new health care bill, his rate has climbed up to $540,000. What he's determined is that he cannot provide it at all, and he'll have to pay a penalty. For the first 50 of his employees, he'll pay that penalty, and it'll be $50,000. That's for the first 60. For the additional 7, he's $2,000 each. $2,000 each for those. And what that will amount to is that this guy will end up paying $64,000. So, he's stuck with either pay almost another $200,000 in additional health care costs to keep his employees insured, or he can pay a $64,000 fine. Basically, for him, he's talking about almost $500,000 in difference. What's the right business decision for him? What's the rest of the country going to do? What are you going to do when you don't have any insurance? What we're talking about is a push towards one single government-based plan because nothing else will be tenable. Let me just share with you one thing, and I'm going to get off this stage. Some of this has already kicked in, and let me just let you know where it stands. As of September 23rd, 7 provisions of the health care bill kicked in already. Let me read you some headlines that occurred right around that date. Washington Post, Monday, September 20th. Major health insurers to stop offering new child-only policies because they don't have any option in terms of denying anyone any caring. So what are they doing? They can't last, so they're going to close down. Reuters, September 27th. Healthcare costs for U.S. employers are at a 5-year high. They have to increase their rates. They can't survive with the conditions they have in this reform bill. Wall Street Journal, September 30th. McDonald's may drop their health plan totally. Kaiser Health News. Nurses push for a bigger role because there aren't going to be physicians to provide that care. I told you about the AAMC, the American Medical Association of Medical Colleges. This healthcare plan has created over 100 new bureaucracies. A guy named Chris Conover in 2004 said that the regulatory increase in 2004 was costing $140,000. In terms of reimbursement, that's where it was going into the government. But you know what it cost all of you? $340,000. These regulations cost us. They're going to cost us in terms of health care. They're going to cost us in terms of dollars. Hope is not enough, ladies and gentlemen. We need you to be dedicated and to be out there in November, and not just you, everyone you can get along with you. Because I want to continue to provide medicine for folks. I want young physicians. I want some of those Girl Scouts here earlier to be able to go into medicine. And right now, we're not seeing that happen, and it's going to get much worse. Change, I think we learned in 2008, is not enough. We need improvement. Change can be bad. We're feeling it. We need you to improve it. Don't reward bad behavior. This November, let's create our own term limits. Get those guys out of here. Let me just share one quick story, just to draw you an analogy. When they talk about this health care bill, people are going to tell you, oh, this is wonderful. It provides a lot of things we didn't have before. Here's the analogy. If the government decided that through some experimental program, they would force everybody to have a facelift because they don't like the way that the image of the country is, yet the cost of getting rid of all those wrinkles would be paralysis. The people who support this bill are telling you how nice your face looks. Don't let this country get paralyzed. Now or never.
Thank you, Doc. I just want to also mention, I think we missed one person, is Cheryl Davis Cole. Where's Cheryl? Cheryl, thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate it. Running for County Council with EF. Sorry about that. You should know that.